Hello again. We already stuttering. Hello again. It's Cog or Exhortations with Irvin, and I'm here again with Topaz, and I'm here to talk to you about, I guess, what having a dog has taught me about Jesus and my relationship with God, right? Now, for some context, right? Topaz she's a semi-trained dog. She's not perfectly trained, like, but she can be really annoying sometimes. But I love her regardless. Sometimes like she'll like poop on the floor inside, or like, bite my stuff. I remember when I first got her, this dog destroyed so much of my stuff. She destroyed my Game Boy, she destroyed my glasses, she ate chocolate from my bag, she destroyed my bed. Like, oh my goodness, man. When I first got her as a puppy, man, she did not like to be left alone. And when you would leave her alone, man, she would like go crazy inside, right? And now she is kind of trained. Like, she can sit, paw, she can do like fist bump. She'll jump up and fist bump you, right? She knows how to lay down, how to, like stay for a little bit, how to, like, when I tell her wait, she'll like wait before we cross the street and stuff like that. So she is somewhat trained, but like, for example, say there's another dog over there, she'll run over there. Topaz, come, let's go. And like, you see, like those commands, like those kinds of commands, like when I tell her come here, sometimes she'll listen, sometimes she won't. Right? Sometimes it'll be like a little delayed, right? And so I would say for the most part, she can be obedient. So what has having a dog taught me about my relationship with God, right? And to that point, I'll say that it's taught me a lot about myself, because oftentimes I see myself in my dog, right? Because to her, right, to Topaz, I'm the master, right? I'm the boss. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge, right? But what does she do? Sometimes she's like, "Oh, he told me come here. I kind of want to go do my own thing though, right? Or I kind of want to run away. You know what I mean? Like the prodigal. You know what I mean? Right? I kind of want to do my own thing, right? Say I give her a command to like sit. Sometimes she'll be slow to sit down, or she'll not want to sit down at first, right? Sometimes she'll be disobedient, right? And I guess you could see where I'm going with this, right? I remember one time I was reading a comment on Instagram. I was scrolling, I got to work on that a little bit. Stop scrolling so much, right? But I was scrolling on Instagram, and I came across like a video about like dogs or something like that, right? And one of the comments was like, having a dog really humbles me, right? And that meme where it's like when you tell a dog to come outside and they hit that one pose and they think it's a game, right? And so when I was thinking, and then having a dog is definitely all this trash for 4th of July. Having a dog is definitely a humbling experience, to say the least, right? And I'll be honest with you, my dog is very smart. Like, she knows right from wrong, and she'll still like try to be sneaky and do the wrong thing, right? But it teaches me a lot about myself, because sometimes I'm walking her and I'm like, yo, why don't you listen? And I'm like, how many times has God said that to me? Like, why don't you listen? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh. You know what I mean? I say that to the dog, but then it's like, God is like, yo, I've heard that before. And I'm like, oh, you feel me? And so it drives home the point that I'm disobedient, that I don't listen, right? God knows better than me, right? Sometimes like there'll be a dog in the distance, right? And it'll like lay down, or like, it'll like kind of be like moving kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. You can tell like another dog's behavior. And Topaz, she'll be like, oh, I want to go, play with that dog over there. And I'm like, no, something's wrong with that dog. And Topaz will be like, right, and try to whimper up to it to play, right? And then boom, the dog, when Topaz gets close, the dog snaps. And I had to pull Topaz back, right? Topaz didn't like do anything to the dog. The dog is just like, something's not right, you know? And how many times is the Lord trying to protect you from, like, for example, like a threat, whether it be that relationship, or whether it be going to a certain place that you know you shouldn't be, or hanging out, you know, with people that you know you shouldn't necessarily be hanging out with, you know what I mean? And you don't listen, and then boom, something goes wrong. Boom, something happens. How many times has that happened, right? Where, you know, it's like, man, I should have listened to the Lord, right? And it's because the Lord, he's omnipotent, he's all-knowing. He sees the past, the present, the future, and sometimes wants to protect you. But what do? Man, I got this, Lord. And then boom, you get hurt. Boom, you end up in the hospital. Boom, you know, you almost lose your life. And those moments are the most humbling, right? Because disobedience, right, has detrimental consequences. And we see it in 1 Samuel with Saul. God told Saul, yo, kill everybody, don't leave anything alive, right? And some of you might be like, why would God, you know, permit genocide, right? I'll tell you why right now, right? Because literally in the Bible, God tells, you know, the Israelites, yo, don't leave anybody alive, because they will be a snare to you later. And what is a snare? Like a trap. They'll be like a thorn in your side later, right? And why? Because those same people would bring Israel into bondage, into slavery, right? Those same people, the same nations and tribes around them were doing child sacrifices, right? And so God was invoking justice through the Israelites, right? But what did the Israelites do? They left like this tribe alone, or they left that tribe alone, right? And then boom, the tribe would grow stronger, come back, go to war with Israel, bring them into bondage, right? Boom. And then on top of that, right, the same practices of these tribes when the Israelites were going into the promised land, right? The same tribes that were around them practicing child sacrifice and worshiping other gods, guess what Israel started doing? The exact same things that they were doing. And these things were what got them in trouble with God later, right? And you see, God has hindsight. He sees farther than we see. And so having this dog has taught me, yo, I see, Topaz, what you don't see. Whether it's, oh, this bone, it's laced, or this dog is not friendly, right? But Topaz don't see that. She just sees, oh, food. Oh, another dog, right? But think about that, right? We don't see the poison in our food. We don't see the poison in our air. We don't see the demons in other people, right? We don't see the evil or the darkness that lies around the corner. But God sees it and he tries to protect us. But what? We don't listen. What? We know everything, right? And so if you guys want the sources for that, I'd recommend go read Deuteronomy, go read Numbers, go read what's it called, Exodus, go read there's specific Judges. Judges talks about it a lot, right? Israel goes into bondage, boom, God delivers them, boom, the children of Israel, they're evil in the sight of the Lord. And then boom, the cycle continues, right? They go into slavery how many times, right? Bond because of what? Disobedience. And you see yourself, you are Israel, right? You are that disobedient child, right? You are that, rebellious, teen and stuff like that, right? And so having this dog teaches me, also patience. Because, there's some times where the dog doesn't know better, Again, I know better, right? I see in hindsight, which is why I try to protect her. But she doesn't know, right? She just sees, oh, I want to go outside. Oh, food, She keeps it simple. But I see the complexity behind the situations and the things that are happening in our environment, right? And so it teaches me, oh, I got to be a little patient with her, right? Oh, she's not, too well trained, you know what I mean? Obviously, we did a bad job training her as a puppy, right? First dog and stuff like that. She wasn't even my dog initially. She was my brother's dog, and yeah, he left. I'm not saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but now you can teach an old dog new tricks, right? But now you need to be a little bit more patient because it's going to be a little harder to learn, right? One thing, I guess the last thing that having a dog teaches me is the amount of fun that you can have right? When Topaz is being obedient, right? When Topaz is being a good girl, right? I'm having a great time. I'm having a fantastic time. You know what I mean? But yeah, when Topaz is being obedient, I'm having a great time. I'm having a grand time. I'm happy as heck, man. Cause it's like now, right? You have freedom, right? Because when she's obedient, she can have freedom, right? I mean, like I like when she's being really obedient and really good, I let her off the leash. She'll come back instantly, right? I like to sprint, so sometimes I'll sprint with her, right? We have a great time together when she's being obedient, and it reminds me of the rewards. It reminds me of how joyful you feel when you're being obedient to God, right? When you are right with God, right? You feel so good, right? And the Bible reminds us, right? It's better to be persecuted when you don't do anything wrong than to be persecuted for when you do something wrong. Like what honor do you have when you're obedient or subservient to, like, for example, the authorities when you get in trouble, right? What glory do you have, right? What honor do you have when you get in trouble for something that you did? And so, you see, another example. She gets stuck on a log, boom, now it's my job to come and take it off, right? Boom. See, another example of what this teaches me with God, right? Because God, when I get stuck, he gets me out, right? When we are obedient to God, when we are doing what God has in store for us, when we are doing what God has intended for us to do, when we are living out our God-given purposes, right? When we are, truly living for him, and when we are not just hearers of the word, but doers of the word, that is when the magic happens. That is when, we can receive the blessings that God has in store for us, right? For some of us, right, it's probably taken so long for us to find our spouse, right? Because we haven't been obedient, right? We've been fornicating and masturbating, and like, how can God bless you when you have this, secret sin, which to the world might be secret? But yeah, like, how can we, like, be blessed when we haven't had the obedience or the character to match with the blessings, right? We've seen that example with Saul again, right? Obedience is better than sacrifice. Saul, right? He didn't do what the Lord commanded, and he didn't kill all the lambs and all the rams and all that stuff, right? He brought it with him. It's like, I use it to sacrifice to the Lord. But the Lord wanted his obedience more than sacrifice. And so Saul ended up losing the kingdom to David later. And so what does that teach us, right? You want the blessings, right? You want the kingdom. You want, all the things that God has in store for you. But you need the obedience, you need the character, you need the growth and the development to go with it. And what's up? Oh, sorry. What's his name? It's Topaz. Yeah. You too. Right? And so look in that situation, right? I saw the owner. I recognized the owner. I saw the dog's body language. I saw Topaz's body language. I'm like, okay, yeah, Topaz, you can go play, right? Obviously, if that was like a not friendly dog, I'd probably just step on the leash right there, But ultimately, right, you see, I have the hindsight, and God, he knows better, right? His word is not there for you to just, let me read that. Okay, I know it. It's to live it out, right? Because his commandments are not grievous. I guess to end it off, God forgives sin. But, sometimes we still suffer the consequences, right, of our actions, of our sin. It's not that the sin is not forgiven, right? But rather that the consequences still remain. That is what I have for you today. That's what having Topaz has taught me. God bless you. I love you. I appreciate you. Topaz, come here. Come here. Say bye to the camera. Look at this girl right here. Hey, Topaz. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video.